Hello, I did my video, or I'm going to do my video on Free the Nipple. I want to talk about if I think it's an effective movement or not. Originally, I did not know that much information on Free the Nipple itself, the movement. I've seen a lot about it on social medias and a lot of celebrities and people talking about it. It's over, like, people have shirts with fake boobs on them. So I figured I would inform myself better and research. So to start off, I actually watched Free the Nipple on Netflix. It was created by the original person who started the Free the Nipple movement, so I figured that would be a good place to start. But I did think it was weird originally not knowing anything about Free the Nipple. When the first scene, all of these girls took off their tops, yet all of the nipples were blurred out. I thought that was a little strange. But I did find quotes that I really liked from the movie. A couple of them were, "Bullshit that a man can walk around on a hot summer's day and women can get arrested for it. Keep your laws off of our bodies." I thought that was really interesting because if you think about it, a lot of men are able to walk around on beaches. They're allowed to walk around when it's super hot, and yet we're restricted to wearing clothing that is obviously on a 100-degree day. It's kind of a bummer. Then another one was exposed double. This is what she described the Free the Nipple movement as. She says, "Exposed double standard. Nipple is the first thing we see when we're born. Somehow it becomes this illegal thing while we're allowed to see murders and other hate crimes. Janet Jackson's nipple slips and it becomes the crime of the century." And I thought that was really interesting, so I looked up some statistics and found that roughly 16,000 murders on television are seen before the age of 18 by kids, and yet we are constantly talking about things like Miley Cyrus and Janet Jackson's nipple slip, which we still talk about now, which I think is just, like, absurd. It's so stupid that we still, like, talk about such a weird thing versus talking about the real things that are happening in the world, like murders. Why we talk more about nipple slips and why we keep talking about it for so long, yet, like, big disasters that happen, we don't talk about it as much, especially in the media. It also, the movie showed a lot of the awful crimes that were happening, like with that, where it showed a scene of how the movie theater in Colorado, I believe, the movie theater shooting at the Batman premiere, and yet when that was happening, there was still so much media on the nipple, that, like, way the nipple is being shown, portrayed by Miley Cyrus, by all these other celebrities, yet they're not focusing on real issues at hand. So with that, I looked up more of what Free the Nipple actually is about, like what they're trying to get across, because I don't necessarily think that it is about being able to walk around topless all the time. I don't think even if women were legally allowed to, and even in some states that it is legal, you don't see women, like in New York, you don't see them walking around topless, just because women just want the right to be able to. They want that ability to choose, like men do. So in the U.S., it is effectively illegal for a woman to be topless, breastfeeding included. So I think that's more of what this topic is about breastfeeding, and why take away what we are naturally born to do, which is breastfeed. Why are we taking that away from women? Why are we making that a criminal, like, law? That's, I think, is just one of the main problems that Free the Nipple is talking about. And women can actually go to jail for up to 3 years and a cost of $2,500 if they expose their nipple in Louisiana, which, again, I think is actually, like, not even, there's no reason for that. Especially women who are breastfeeding. There was a couple stories about women who were getting kicked out of church for breastfeeding, or kicked out of hotels that they were staying at because they were breastfeeding. Yet, again, with that girl's quote in the movie, the first thing you see when you are born is a nipple, and the first thing you need to do is breastfeed so you get that connection with the mother, and yet we're taking that away from women. So I think that's mainly what Free the Nipple is about, and I think it is an effective movement, definitely, but at the same time there are certain things that it could look at differently. I don't think it should necessarily look at women walking around just as if they walk around or would walk around if it was legal with tops off. I don't think that's necessarily what it's about. I think it's more about giving women who need to breastfeed the right. I think we should more, in the media, if we want to make Free the Nipple, I think it should be more about women who breastfeed, because I think that's more of what it's about than actually just walking around naked. So yeah, thank you.